Everything is great. Meets the parents, and they love her. Meets my friends, and while they don't talk much, everyone idealizes our relationship. It's all good, or so I thought. Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go over them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today, gonna go over a story titled, My Girlfriend Cheated, Was Given One More Chance, and Immediately Backstabs. And guys, this story is about the classic, clueless, nice guy, White Knight, Captain Save-A, you know what, who clearly didn't understand that you must pay attention to red flags. And clearly also didn't know that when people show you who they are and tell you who they are, you gotta really believe them. You're going to see in the story, guys, that this guy goes through a lot of hell, emotional turmoil and all that before he finally kicks this train wreck to the curb. He does redeem himself at the end, but has to go through a whole lot. And I'm doing this one, guys, just to show you the whole being the hero, trying to save the damaged girl, everything's a bad idea. And it goes for anything in life. Whether you're a gal, if you're a woman watching this, trying to save that damaged guy, you know how that works out. Or you're just trying to save somebody that's unsavable. People in this world there can be very ugly people in this world that will take advantage of your kindness. And if you're not careful, it can happen to you. And this thing happens to this guy. And there are so many things here, so many red flags about her, it's unbelievable. And I share this story, once again, to help guys out and the cool girls that watch me to not make the same mistake that he does. And this is why I do what I do. And you're going to see real quick why I chose this one. So it starts off, he says here, I'm new here, so I apologize if this is off, but I need a place to vent. I'm 31 years old, and I've been dating this girl who's 37 for 3 years, 3.5 years. Well, this is the first mistake. He's 31, she's 37. When I met her, she was staying with a friend, and she was homeless. Another red flag. We hit it off, and I had a great feeling about her. Well, of course she hit it off. I'm sure she gave you the royalty treatment to take her in. However, her friend wanted to kick her out as soon as she got a job. I decided I didn't want to lose her, and I quickly found us a place to stay. Smack! What does it say when her friend can't wait to get her out of the house? What does it say about her? But you have this great feeling about her and didn't want to lose her, so you wanted to rush things to get a place for the two of you to stay? That sounds to me like a guy that's desperate. That sounds to me like a guy that doesn't get a whole lot of action. I don't know about you guys, but pretty obvious to me. So we start living together and go about our lives for those 3.5 years. Everything is great. She meets the parents and they love her. Well, clearly the acorn doesn't fall far from the tree because the parents are just as clueless as he is. Meets my friends, and while they don't talk much, everyone idealizes our relationship. It's all good, or so I thought. So she's a great actress. Over time, the SEX lessens, but I figure she takes meds, and that kills the desire for a lot of girls. Oh, she's a gal on medication. So she's older. You've met her when she was homeless. The friend couldn't wait to get her out. No job. What else? Now she's on meds. Dude, how desperate are you? Oh, and yeah, the SEX is slowing down. There's a surprise. Believe me, if she ain't getting it from you, she's getting it someplace else. I'm always offering ideas to spice things up, but she rejects them usually, so she just must be vanilla. Lots of women are. No, she's just not into you. Man, it really is true that when you love someone, you overlook their flaws and lots of flags. At least you can admit it. On top of this, she also has financial troubles. Of course she does, but he's the guy that's going to save her. I started assisting in small ways at first, but it grew and grew. Eventually, at this point, I'm basically entirely independent as I pay for everything. Smack! Bro, she's in her 30s. If she cannot take care of herself, that's a big problem, okay? You can't be that guy that takes care of everything or whatever. You know, if she truly was a good person, a good, kind person, and say she lost her job and was getting back on track, that's one thing. But even then you say, why don't you have an emergency fund? Why don't you have your own house? Why don't you have your own car? Why don't you have this, this, and this? But clearly none of that's the case. But this guy, again, my interpretation, my observation is this guy obviously isn't exactly rolling with the ladies. And any girl that gives him attention, he's on it like that, which you saw in the beginning. Over the years, she always said that she greatly appreciated all I did for her, and that she felt bad I wasn't getting laid much more, so she suggested an open relationship. There you go. I can tell she feels so bad. It's more like she's suggesting open relationship for her. So she doesn't pay for any of the bills, and yet he's not getting on her about, hey, get a job or get out. Now he's not getting the SEX. I mean, how clueless can you be? The first few times I rejected, but finally this past January, I said we finally could give it a shot. This is actually a blessing in disguise. Smack. She doesn't care about you, jackass. She cares about her. She is using you completely. Fast forward a couple of weeks, and we finally met others, and I've done the deed. I met a nice gal over Tinder who understands how poly stuff works. I won't speak of her as she actually is a good person. Sure. Because you're so good at choosing women. Your judgment is that good, dude. My girlfriend has a guy lined up. Oh, surprise, surprise. A man she knew from ages ago, and she hasn't spoke to in years. Probably because he's married. It seems fishy, but I go along with it. Smack. Trust your gut, dude. During said time, she says she couldn't get together with man number one, but she got together with another friend, man number two. What I tell you, they're going to have multiple dudes, and this is the ones that he's aware of. I'm okay with this because it still falls under the rules and parameters that we set up. Try the rules that she set up. It turns out her and the man had a fight, and she's never talking to him again. Oh, you mean he brought her drama? Imagine that. She probably loved it. Fast forward to this last Friday, and I wanted to make a nice romantic collage for her with the intentions of proposing this year on our anniversary. Smack, smack, smack. This woman is not marriage material. She's not even girlfriend material. She's not even freaking, in my opinion, dating material or hookup material. She is trash. She is using you, dude. How blind can you be? She must be one hell of a good actress because his parents fell for it. Supposedly his friends fell for it. I mean, it's right there in front of you. However, while on her MacBook, I accidentally opened a couple apps and the sliding part on the bottom, and I hate those things. One of the apps was her text, and I see that Thursday's text with man number one. Now that I know she lied to me, I'm curious. I open it up, and I see that she's been seeing him for a year now. So she's been seeing someone else well longer than the whole open marriage, open relationship was going on. What I tell you that they always have a guy ready when they propose this open relationship thing. Either they're ready or they're already cheating. See? It says half the things she tells me she doesn't do. She's been doing with him. I call her out on it and she seems remorseful. So, of course she's remorseful. She's putting on the... Not because she feels bad, but because she got caught. And notice he says there she's doing all these things with him that she wouldn't do with me. Translation, she's doing the freaky stuff with him. Remember he was buying into the whole she's vanilla thing or blaming it on the medication? Well, that was all a bunch of crap. The following day, we have a sit-down. I discuss how to move forward. I want her to cut back on her drinking. Oh, of course she's a big drinker. Help me with the bills, since clearly she has money to spare to see a man. And be honest with me. Put in more effort and stop seeing and talking to a man, number one, and she agrees. The only thing you should be doing to move forward is you cut her out of your life. That's what you do. You may not be able to get her out of your apartment right away because of legal issues, but do whatever you can. And end it with her. Not try to bargain with her and reason with her. Remember, guys, women hate men that are weak. They either really resent them or outright hate them. We'll punish them. And if you think someone like this is going to just stop, you're out of your mind. This guy, she's just using him for his resources so she can line up somebody else. He is a sucker in her eyes. And the more he acts like a sucker, the more she's going to resent him. It's not that hard to figure out. Again, can you see why I do these stories? You hear enough of these stories, you'll start to really, if you get yourselves in a situation like this, question some of these things. It's important. She thinks I'm stupid, though, or doesn't believe me on the earning trust back. I think she has your number in the stupid department, at least when it comes to women in relationships. Because I got home from work before her one day and checked her MacBook one last time to see what her goodbye was before she deleted him in front of me. Turns out she's still planning on seeing him and thinks I'm ridiculous for wanting an honest relationship, so she admits that she's just doing what she wants right now, so she has a place to stay until the lease is up. There you go. Maybe 30 minutes ago, she's even talking to a friend about how ridiculous it is to have dealt with me for 3 years. I mean, yes, I've slapped the shit out of this guy, and he deserves it, but he's still a person, and you feel bad for anybody being used. But, bro, end it. Listen to this. He goes, I bought this woman a car. I bought this woman a home, a car, made sure she can keep her job, got her 5 pets, and dropped over $10,000 on her, and have helped her by taking on her debts. Yet she continues to leech off me. So this week, I'm making plans to get everything in order and evict her. The apartment is solely in my name. Good, bro. Holla freaking Luya. Listen to that. Paid off, dropped like 10 grand on her. Paid off, took on a bunch of her debts, bought her a house, a car. Now, I don't know what he means by the house. I think he means by letting her come live with him or something. But regardless, unbelievable. But some guys have to learn the hard way. I'll never be lending money ever again, and next girlfriend I had better be able to stand 100% on her own. There you go, brother. You want a freaking mature adult, a teammate who's contributing equally. Will he stick by this? Who knows? I'm done playing money bags for nothing in return, including honest-to-God love. If I missed anything, I can add necessary details. I'll try to post an update after I confront her, but I'm trying to wait until I have more evidence. More evidence? You don't need any more evidence. Get rid of her. Now on to the update. It says, while she left for work, I went through old emails. Again, I'm not the brightest to have deleted her trash folder. Apparently, while she claims the feelings were real, she never actually cared for my touch, both in the SEX and just even a hand on her back. She's been lying since the first day she met me. She and a man, I think I'm in the wrong for going through her stuff, and that if we were in an open relationship anyway, then it doesn't matter why he is so upset. Of course, she and her lover think you're the bad guy because you were going through her stuff and everything like that, because that's what narcissists do. Everybody else is the bad guy, not them. They generally think I'm in the wrong here. She even had plans to try an Airbnb for the next month. She never intended to try and make things work. Of course not. Which is odd because I actually gave her an out when she'd still get to live here. We wouldn't be a couple and she could freely do whatever she wanted and not lose man number one. But she still lied and said she agreed to my terms and she never intended to do so. Because that's what she is. She's a liar. She's a pathological liar. She's a manipulator. She's all these ugly things. And just, to her, that's like breathing. So I talked to my friends and family and we have a game plan. Tomorrow we get a storage unit and a U-Haul. Then Wednesday, when she's gone all day, I'm getting everything out of mine out. She'll come home and drop the bomb that she has to end of the month before to be out. So it's his apartment, so I guess the lease is up in a month. So he got all his shit out and said, see ya, you got a month. All my loved ones are chipping in to pay the fee for me to leave early, and I stay with my parents for a few months until the debt is paid off and I can move out on my own. Also, a good excuse to stay single for a bit, living with my mom and dad. This guy most certainly needs to be single for a long time to really get his shit together. And he needs his dad to slap him upside the head to teach his son a few things. I mean, good Lord, all this shit that he was putting up with and ignored for just some piece of ass. I mean, really? And how you saw again how he rushed into this. All the signs were there. I'll provide another update either if anything happens sooner or how things go down on Wednesday. Thank you to those that have helped with supportive words. Many life lessons have been learned with this woman. Well, I certainly hope so. I'm glad finally, at the end, after 20 excruciating minutes of this, that he finally learned his lesson, at least. He is kicking her out. I like to see how she takes it. She probably will just move in with the other guy. But, guys, you always have to pay attention to red flags. And you have to understand what the red flags are. And understand there are people in this world that are just awful people. And will use you. It goes both ways, men or women. Gotta be careful. Now some comments here. This guy says, bro, the evidence is in your face. You don't need more. The whole story screams out manipulation, manipulation, manipulation. Do yourself a huge favor and exit stage left. Also, you shouldn't be dating someone older than you going forward. You were looking for love. She was looking for help. Take this with you. At your age, everyone will expect you to have your stuff together at this point. So you should expect the same. Mentally, physically, and financially. Take the L in the chin and move on, man. Right. He learned the hard way. I hope he does and doesn't make this mistake again. Next one, he says, never take a cheater back. They see as you telling them you're okay with their behavior and they'll do it again. I've been saying this since day one. Cheaters aren't sorry for cheating, by the way. They're only sorry for getting caught. Also, 37, bro, that's no man's land there. Find a younger woman. Well, that's probably the thing. You probably can't get a younger woman because probably the younger women think he's pathetic. Another guy says here, by the time a person is her age, they will never change, so keep that in mind. Please go through with the eviction and don't buy her tears because they're not real. Yeah, he's going to get the waterworks, trust me. The whole time she's been with you and holding back the sex, she's been effing another guy and doing things with him that she supposedly doesn't do, which I'm assuming is a lot of, well, he's saying something here I'm not going to read. She's been 100% totally disrespectful to you the entire time. That you've been together in every way, shape, or form. Get rid of this leech once and for all and don't look back. When she finally is gone, block her everywhere and go 100% no contact. You know the old saying about a junkie, right? How do you know if they're lying? Their lips are moving. She may not be a junkie, but she certainly is a liar. Unfortunately, I got a junkie in my family who's been to rehab many times. And absolutely that saying is true. Their lips are moving, they're lying. He says you should set up cameras with audio recording in every room and outside so you have evidence if she accuses you of anything. That's next. Cover your back and have a friend or two over when she's leaving and make sure you're meet in public whenever you talk. Cover your ass because she will certainly try to F you over. So there you go, guys. Another poor guy taken advantage of. But you know what? If he truly learns from this, then okay, you can put a silver lining on it. I really hope this doesn't happen to him again. But this is why I do these stories. Hopefully, some way, somehow, this story, and all the ones I do, young guys will listen to, and then they might say, holy shit, that sounds like my brother's situation. I'm going to go share this video with my brother. Or if he's dating a gal and starts to see some of these things, he's like, holy shit, I remember that video back from February SSM did. I'm done with her. It helps. So these shows are both entertainment and things to learn from. But there are awful people out there, you got to watch out. I wish them the best. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below what you think about this. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.